What are these fucking people?
Yeah, look. See, all the swamp boat tours are down that road right there. So that's where we have to go. That's funny. You can buy WD-40 straight out of the thing. You can get yourself some Magnums, some WD-40, and some fishing bait, all in the same case. Hi, kitties. Kitty, kitty. Look.
Baby.
you look fast down on the nose and see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
Out of gas.
This is out of gas.
Still enjoying the ride? Welcome to my office. Y'all have any questions on anything y'all have seen so far? No? Tough crowd, huh?
Do they like sunning in the afternoon up on the logs?
Actually, all day.
Yeah?
All day, especially, you know, like this morning was a little bit cooler. Right now, they're just starting to come out of like a soft hibernation. They're cold-blooded animals, so whenever their body temperature gets lower than 65 degrees Fahrenheit, their digestive system shuts down and they're forced into a soft hibernation. So right now I'm seeing a lot of them, like how y'all just saw them on the logs. They become very lethargic. They can even slow their heartbeat down to 2 to 3 beats per minute.
Wow.
They'll go like up to 18 months if need be without food.
Wow.
I'm maxed out at about 4 hours.
What do they eat?
Birds, fish, turtles, snakes, frogs, beavers, nutria rats, taurus, California.
No French, I'll still be.
No, our alligators love French. I have a couple of females yesterday. As a matter of fact, I had them, they would swim up to the boat. And I have to go way back there. If you look way back there, they have one on a log. You see?
Oh, yeah.
Right where the clean water, open water, right where it turns lily. She's on a stump. I'm gonna try to encourage her to come, but she's probably won't.
So when do they start nesting?
June. Breeding season is April and May, and then the nesting season begins around June. If we're lucky. Last trip, I know where they have a female with a bunch of babies, so hopefully they'll still be there when we get there. We gotta talk French to them. Yeah, why you see? I love Our alligators, they speak French here. I mean, I've never heard them speak English, so it must be French. Welcome to the Appalachian Basin. The Appalachian Basin is a series of bayous, swamps, rivers, lakes, vegetation, wildlife, trees. It all starts north of here in Simpsport, Louisiana, and goes 170 miles south, all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. It has protection levees on both sides of it. You guys and gals all crossed over the west protection levee coming into the parking lot. In between both of these levees, it covers around 800,000 acres. It is the nation's largest natural river swamp. Where we are today, we're pretty much in the dead middle of it. We get about a 10 to 15 foot fluctuation in water through here every year. Right now, we're probably in about 4.5 to 5 foot of water. And in the deep channels, like one when we first came out, is about 12 feet. In the summertime, we get the low waters. For instance, last August, September, October, everywhere that we just covered all throughout here would be completely dry. You can walk around through here. And then in the springtime is when we get our high water. You see that whitish gray moss line, on the bark of the trees, right where the bell stops? That's where our high spring waters get every single year. The reason why we get the high waters in the springtime is due to all the rain and snow melt from up north that comes down the Mississippi River. We're part of the Mississippi floodway here, and the Mississippi covers about 40% of the country's drainage and a little bit of Canada. We get 1/3 of that volume diverted into this swamp each spring. Makes us kind of like the country's retention pond, I guess you can say. We get the good and the bad. These bell-bottom trees, these are all bald cypress, cypress. They are considered to be the new growth of cypress in here. They're anywhere from 40 to 90 years old. Unfortunately, all of the old growth cypress trees in this swamp were cut down. They started harvesting these trees in the late 1700s when the early Acadians first showed up here from Nova Scotia. You're going to hear me say Acadians a lot. For those who don't know, that's what Cajuns are. And I'll tell you kind of how those words evolved on the next stop. But they used the cypress lumber to build their homes, boats, ships, furniture. They're water resistant and they're very resilient to termite damage. As the demand for cypress lumber grew, they cut these trees down all the way until 1950. That year, the state of Louisiana passed a bill, which is known as the Wetlands Act. And what that did was it banned people from coming inside of the protection levees and cutting down any more of the trees. So unfortunately, there won't be any more new growth of cypress in here, but the ones that are alive are protected and they do live a very long time. Y'all have any questions on any of that?
Why would there be like
As noise on here? look like snakes. You see all the little tails? And look on the tree. Look on the tree. All of the big round ears on the tree.
Oh my goodness.
Sur le, regarde sur l'arbre.
Y'all see them? Yeah, they see all that side. Probably has quite a bit of them. It's hard to imagine that those will grow into what you saw back there, Hercules. Huh? Come on, girl.
Is that the ball?
That's the mom. Come on, girl.
Oh, look at her.
You gonna come see me, don't you? Come on.
Adios, my baby.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. No. No, come here. Come on. Oh. Come on. Come on. Why you don't want to come see me, huh? Come on. Come on. She knows I'm gonna pick her up before she don't want to come. Come on.
He's like, I'm mad now.
Come on. What y'all think about my little waterfall? Yeah, it's hard to imagine, but only about 2 to 3% of those babies are going to survive. The state allows the 34 farms to come out and pick the eggs out of the nest. They bring them back to the farm, they hatch them, and they're required by the state to hold them for 1 year and then return 15% of what they've hatched back to the wild. Another pretty cool fact about the farm is the temperature that they incubate the alligator eggs determines the sex of the alligator. If it's 80 to 85 degrees, the entire clutch will be all females. If it's 85 to 90, you're going to have a 50-50 ratio. Anything over 90 degrees will be all males. So they can adjust the temperature to create what they want.
Is there one that's better for the farm?
They like, they keep males because they're more aggressive earlier in the stages, and they eat a lot more, so they grow faster. And it's all about the quick turnaround in there. And for instance, I mean, in a couple of months, these alligators will be a year old, and they won't make a foot long. In the farm, babies will grow up to 2.5 feet in that first year.
Wow.
Because they keep the pond temperatures heated and then they feed them every day. These have to deal with colder temperatures and everything else trying to eat. Y'all have any questions before we head out?
What kind of snakes? You said snakes.
We have water moccasins, we have copperheads here. There's like 7 different non-venomous water snakes. The southern water snake, the diamondback water snake, the banded water snake. Those are just a couple for example. But believe it or not, I may see 10 snakes a year out here. And most of them are back at the landing where we took off. Anything that slithers, moves, or whatnot gets eaten by birds, fish, especially during the spring when they're born. Snakes are little bitty. Bass, everything will tear them up.
I know probably in Basin.